Hello, Leonardo Cornejo here with another video, and today we are playing Palworld because 1.0 just released. I'll be here with you. Um, right now I'm transferring my entire team because I can. So immediately I had some technical difficulties. I was recording, had some technical difficulties, and had to start the recording, restart the recording. So I kinda just discarded the first version of the recording, and by the time those technical difficulties appeared, I was already busy with this. I will notice here. Yes, that's it. I was already busy doing this transference, so I'm transferring my pals from one save to another with this, because I will need the team. I will need the team, the entire team. They are my besties. And seriously, they don't make things easier. Actually, I will be picking the strongest of my unit for this. Wait, what's going on here? Why is it freezing? And why am I starving? Well, I know why I'm starving, but I shouldn't be starving. Okay, I will make this and this. And this. What the hell? New level cap, new items. Hmm. Alright, where is the katana? Where is the katana? Because it's one of my favorite weapons. One of the most useful, actually. There it is. At level 44. Now we have a set goal. Now we have something to work for. Of course I'm playing in custom difficulty. Before you start complaining, of course I'm playing in custom difficulty. I won't be playing on normal difficulty. I can't tolerate normal difficulty. Why? Because normal difficulty objectively sucks. Wait, you already ate. I already served you food. You already had. You already had lunch. Why are you complaining? Why are you running? Right, there we are. Where was I? There we are. Just checking. Okay, we cancel this one. We start here. Continue the transference until I'm done with that. I'm building an entire team. Alright, I made a mistake. But nothing that can't be solved. Wait, what's wrong with you? What do you want? Attention? You're such an attention whore. It's a joke. by the way, before you start. Oh, he's abusing his cat. No, you fucking idiot. It's a joke. Because seriously, people tend to overreact. Nowadays, everything is fucking drama. Everything is fucking complaining. Everything. You must be the most moral outstanding person, or you are the fucking devil. You can't be stupid. You can't be wrong because you are the fucking devil if you do anything that that the moral visible is decided is unacceptable. I mean, you can get in trouble over words nowadays, and I'm not saying as someone admitting a crime because yeah, if you admit a crime, you should go to jail for the crime, not for the words. And I'm not talking about someone calling for violent action. I am saying you can't have a controversial opinion, and people should have controversial opinions, even if they are untrue or wrong, just for the sake of being corrected afterward. You say something that is absolutely wrong, absolutely stupid, absolutely untrue, and you shouldn't be persecuted. You should be proven wrong. First of all, because when you are proven wrong, then end of the discussion, you are wrong, objectively wrong. And if you are not acting with malice, if you are being honest, if you are a good man, and you are proven wrong, I think the most probable reaction is, "Oh God, I'm wrong." Well, to be more precise, more like, yes, I'm wrong. Sorry, sorry, I'm wrong. Not my intention to continue with this or learning something new. For example, I sometimes say things that are wrong, that are untrue, because I was misinformed, because I was lied to. And depending on how people prove me wrong, it's how I react. If someone tells me, "No, look, this here is why you are wrong," thanks, I learned something new. But if they are like, "You're wrong, fucking idiot, look here, you're wrong, grifter," blocked. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to fight. Just blocked. It's easier. Blocking annoying people is easier than arguing, is easier than fighting, is easier than pretty much everything that people do nowadays. I'm not here for the PvP. I know there are people who do claim to like the PvP a lot, for example, Leaflet. And if you ask, who the fuck is Leaflet? A role model. That's who she is. A role model. I wouldn't call her a friend because we are not that close. I am part of her audience, and she happens to be at least as far as I still remember following my Twitter account. But we are not that close. We are not friends. I don't consider her a friend. But I consider her a role model. A role model, a true role model. And maybe, if such is her wish, a friend. Maybe. I'm open to the possibility that she friend. But let's be realistic, odds are that's not the case. Will be more useful. Will be more useful for now. This little body here looks useful, but I have an entire team or more useful creatures here. Back to what I was saying, I can't say she's a friend because there is a good possibility she's not. But she's a role model. I'm not saying it as she's not a friend because she will betray me or she's not a friend because she's a grifter. No, no, no. As in, I have no idea what she thinks of me. And there is a good chance she doesn't even like me. I'm open to the possibility of being disliked by pretty much everyone I know. That's how life is. That's how things are. That's how things go. But she's a role model. She's exemplary in many ways. Okay, you will do. For now, you will do. So, who the fuck is Leaflet? A role model. That's who Leaflet is. But jokes aside, and as Mongold references aside, Leaflet certainly is someone I think is a role model, and I think is respectable and admirable. So, using her as frame of reference, and that's going to be my point now. Unlike here, I don't like PvP. I don't like arguing with people, arguing with subhuman morons, I will say it that way, who think they are my betters, but are absolutely retarded. I don't like people who are stupid. I know that sounds extreme. I know that sounds harsh. But I don't like people who are intellectually inferior to me. Because I have a very reduced patience. I already have too many of these. I don't need one more. I'm doing this against my will. I didn't choose to give you a beating. But God, I'm going to enjoy it. Since we are already going to do it. Alright. What was I saying? Yeah. I don't have the patience. I don't know how she has the patience. In fact, there is this guy, I think it's called Tasuto. He's an idiot who happens to be Leaflet's friend. I hope she doesn't take offense at the fact that I'm going to call him an idiot. Because he's an idiot. This idiot who happens to be Leaflet's friend, despite being an idiot, because he has the patience of a saint, it seems. She puts up with his stupidity. His remarkably obnoxious, abject stupidity. He's an example of everything wrong with humanity. He's an example of what happens when you decide to forgive mental retardation and tolerate it. He's a retard. He's an absolute moron. He's extremely annoying. At least, in my opinion, he is unbearable. He's unpleasant in all senses. And I don't like him. Leaflet tolerates him. I don't know why. It's a mystery. It's a mystery that only she could explain. That she somehow tolerates the existence of this absolute imbecile. I insult him so much. Because he has managed to annoy pretty much everyone. I'm not talking about Leaflet's audience. I'm talking objectively everyone who knows about him gets annoyed, even Leaflet. She tolerates him, she puts up with him. But I have seen how she grows frustrated and annoyed by him. I understand why. Because he really is annoying. I mean, he's really annoying. He's objectively infuriating. Back to what I was saying. I don't like PvP. I don't like arguing with people the way Leaflet does. And if I had to put up with a retard like him, I would be just royally angry. I would be like, no dude, I'm done. I have blocked people from my audience for being annoying. I have got ties with supposed friends for being annoying. There it is. It's unlocked. I have got ties with friends for being annoying. I have seriously stopped talking to people for being annoying. I have blocked people for being annoying. And even relatives for being annoying. Some people know that, for example, there was this time. It was probably the moment I was the most annoyed by someone in my audience that just arrived. A new arrival was this guy who I immediately blocked the guy. I will say I don't like the whole diaper thing, with which is very common among furries and something people don't like about furries. No joke. Furries have a bad reputation because they do things like that. The diaper thing is really annoying to people looking from the outside. So, since it annoys people, well, the diaper furries should just learn to stop. It's time to stop! They should just learn to stop. Because they really annoy people. The point is, there was this diaper furry who shows up and suggests I portray one of my characters soiling diapers. Immediately block the guy. I was done. Immediately blocked the guy. Because my patience was completely and absolutely depleted. I just couldn't take it. I just didn't like the guy. It's the first time I blocked someone that fast. Now the guy was a special kind of retarded. That's for certain. Because he started asking me to not block him. And I'm like, give me a reason to not block you. And then the guy unfollows me. Well, I blocked the guy. Because it was annoying. There was this other guy who... And this one is more recent. Who started pestering me about how I design kobolds. As you know, I don't do the whole scaly thing. I don't like many of the popular staples of the furry community. And that includes kobolds being scale-covered creatures, scale-covered cavemen, basically. I don't like that. I don't like that. Doesn't go well with my style. And this guy started bothering me, saying that my kobolds looked more like, I think, water otters, something like that. Like another thing, that is not a kobold. And I started to get really annoyed, and I was like, continue doing that, and I'm blocking you. And the guy, instead of saying, maybe, I'm pissing this nigger off. Maybe I'm pissing this Mexican off. No, the guy proceeds to double down. Well, that's it. Blocked. I block people at the slightest provocation. I don't have patience. I have a short fuse, contrary to what it might seem, because of my tendency to avoid being cruel to people, because that's what it is. I don't like being cruel to people unprovoked. Because of my aversion to cruelty, people think I have the patience of a god. Pretty much everyone who knows me thinks I'm kind, patient, and caring. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You just haven't made me angry enough, and I try to not get angry over unnecessary things, because I don't like unnecessary things. So, since I hold back on being angry at unnecessary things, people mistake it for having a high patience. And to make matters worse, they think they can abuse that patience that doesn't exist to begin with. I mean, it doesn't exist, and they think they can abuse it. You can imagine how angry I get. Wait. Hold on a second. I want to check something. Please be patient. I don't have the patience people think, but I do have a bit more patience than, okay, 25. I do have a bit more patience than people think. I mean, I don't have as much patience as people think, but I have a bit more patience than what people with short fuse usually have. I tend to be a little bit more patient. I will leave it that way. I tend to be a bit more patient. I tend to be a bit nicer than the average with a short fuse. So people mistake it for having high patience, and they think they can do and say annoying things. They think they can be stupid. And word of advice: don't be stupid around. I really have a short fuse. Don't be stupid around me. But people don't learn, don't understand that. That's it. That's the only rule I'm asking you. That's the only rule I'm asking you. Don't be stupid around me. If you avoid being stupid around me, you avoid too much trouble. You save me the bother of wanting to kill you. I know that sounds a bit exaggerated, but I really have very low patience. I really get annoyed easily, and that's inevitable. That's inevitable because, well, that's what happens when you deal with idiots regularly, and I do. That's something important. I do deal with idiots regularly. Wood, stone ores, production goods, other materials. For now, it will do. For now, that will do. I No. I don't like to deal with idiots. I don't like idiots. I don't like to deal with them. I don't like to deal with people who are inferior to me. And I might, or might not, have a superiority complex. If I don't have it, that was unexpected. And if I have it, it's justified. Absolutely justified. All of this will have to be destroyed subsequently. Not for now. We do what we can with what we have. I have very low patience. I have very low tolerance to stupid people. Something is wrong. Alright, I will check once again, and then we continue. I have very low patience, but as I said, not as low. I just don't like stupid and annoying people. I don't like people who intentionally try to annoy me. People who intentionally try to annoy me really bother me a lot more than people who are just being stupid. And that guy who insisted that those are not kobolds, those are otters. I wanted to kill that guy. He annoyed me a lot. Because the guy really was acting with malice. That's also a part of why I was angry, because the guy was clearly trying to provoke conflict with me, and I don't like that. I don't like when people are trying to start shit with me. Because I don't try to start shit with people unprovoked. Well, in this game maybe I do, but in real life I don't. I try to avoid stupid behavior. I try to avoid being an idiot. And in the Carlos Cipolla definition of stupidity, mind you, which basically says even intelligent people can be stupid if they put their hearts in it enough. If they decide to initiate unnecessary conflict. I don't like the initiation of unnecessary conflict. Alright. I have been neglecting this. Alright. Put one more into weight. 2 in health. And 1 in attack. I don't like picking fights unprovoked. I don't like starting conflict unprovoked. And as I said, I have very low patience. Alright. There is something else I want to check. They are all listed. Benefits of having an old game already set. Having my team already set. Oh look, he's drowning. He needs help. Let's help her. Unironically helping. I really did it just because it felt wrong. It felt wrong to see that thing. Look at how useless she is. It felt wrong to let her drown. It felt wrong. She's absolutely useless. I don't even have a purpose for her. It just felt wrong to let her drown. So I saved her. Chicken. Die. What was I saying? Yeah. Stupidity. Stupid people. I can be stupid too. I can be stupid too. I just try to avoid being stupid. It's not that I can't be stupid. Actually, that reminds me of a really funny anecdote from my sister. Back when she was in college, she had this classmate who was extremely monolingual, pejorative. Oh, damn it. Extremely monolingual, and the guy asks her, how do you say, he's arguing with another guy, and he asks my sister, how do you say stupid in English? Well, we are Spanish speakers, so he asks the Spanish version, and he says, how do you say that in English? And the translation is really easy, it's a cognate, because estúpido is the Spanish word, stupid in English. And my sister looks at him, because they were in college or in high school. I don't remember, but it was not basic education, that's for sure. And she looks at him with a puzzled face, because she's like, no way this guy is that retarded. And then says, stupid? The guy points at the other guy, looks at him dead in the eye, and yells, I am stupid! And my sister just says she face palms immediately. That's what she said happened. And she face palmed immediately and was like, no way this guy called himself stupid to win an argument. and and it was really funny, and then she starts laughing, and everyone is like, why is she laughing? Why is she laughing? Fucking monolinguals, I swear. It's like, why is she laughing? And she's like, dude, he called himself stupid. He called himself stupid. He didn't say, yeah, you are stupid. He said, I am stupid. He called himself stupid, and she's laughing, and it was funny. It was funny because he called himself stupid. And he did it with the funniest face and the voice, because he was like really, really convinced that he was winning. I'm capturing you out of spite. Because I just noticed. Because of you, because of your species, the foxes are no longer there. Because of your blasted species, the foxes are no longer there. I'm capturing you to punish you. You're getting carved out of spite. Fuck it. They probably realized the early game was too easy with those foxes around. The fox parks, I think it's called. I think they noticed that with fox parks around, the game got really easy. That's my explanation of why they are no longer there. And here build this. They are putting all these weak looking starters here. See, this one is cute. This one is cute as fuck and extremely useful, but also extremely weak. Ah, there is Fox Parks. That one is swimming. That one is swimming. Like the Cativa over there. This one is sleeping on water. I'm not sure if a bug or a feature, but it's funny. There is Fox Parks. I really thought it was removed from this area because it makes things very easy early in the game. No joke. It's probably one of the most useful paths in the game. Probably one of the most valuable too. And it's friend shaped, so it's a friend. This one, rush roar. These ones are early game food. That's pretty much all they are good for. You capture one and you cook it. That's all they are good for. This looks new. This looks new. We are going to give it a beating because this looks new. Everything that looks new will be injured, violently, and captured, mercilessly. Okay, this one is closer. First of all, why aren't you sleeping? Second of all, why are you gay? Why are you running? Okay, let's see. It's easier to capture a sleeping one. Let's start giving it quite a beating. There you are. And now we need to catch a male, because this is the Noah's Ark. Alright, stop running. There. All slammed. God damn it. Not only it escaped, it broke my shields. I am offended. I am offended. What was I saying? Yeah, Foxparks is really useful. It really makes the game easier at the start. Of course, the team I have now also makes things easier at the start. But that's because that team is actually from the previous version. Houseplant set. These are decorations. Decorations are nice and all, but right now I need to focus on infrastructure. We can focus on decorations when we start leveling up further. And when we start getting the items that make it possible to. I wonder if they still exist in this version of the game. All these items that give you tech points that help you maximize your progress. I have too many of these. I don't need them. I know it's mean-spirited to just bring such an overpowered opponent against them. Oh, they started it. Let's make them face consequences. Their provocations won't go unpunished. And speaking of provocations, I might have just provoked another one. Alright. Let's start going. There it is. And we enter in style. Well, the fall was unintended, but first we unlock this. Alright. That guy is such a joke. Because he's like, oh, only the best of the best, and he doesn't know that many. Four? Like a whole collection! This guy is not taking into account my effort. I know it's the effort of my past self, but this is still my effort. And I don't want to catch the useless ones. Guess I will have to. Guess I will have to catch at least one of each species I encounter now. Unlimited power! Okay, I will have to be catching some stuff. Well, time 4. Going up. Fast travel. Look at how small everything looks now. Man, it feels heavy. The starting all over again, it feels heavy. It feels like spiritually depleting. Okay, let's catch ourselves some chicken. I'm not even making use of this one. It's just for the numbers. Because apparently, the ones I already caught don't matter. Ah, fuck! It's raining. If the lights go out, I will end it. I will end it here. I will return to my old save because some things there were some things I liked in it. For example, I like the base I built here. It was a good base. It was nice. The only problem was this wall part over here and the cliffs. But it was a nice base. It was a nice base. Just too misplaced in some parts. It was nice because it looked cool. That's the important part. It looked cool. Speaking of looking cool, no way that's the ocean. No way we can explore that. I mean, I know up close it won't look that great, but dude, that's a massive visual improvement. And because of my potato PC, I keep it at low settings. What's going on there? I keep it at low settings because of my potato PC. But that looks just beautiful, even despite the low settings. Okay, let's see what's going on there. Let's see. Let's see how they are working. They are working hard, or maybe hardly working. I'm not sure. I forgot. I had to be the one planting them. Can you blame me? I'm doing my best. I say, but your best is not enough. What about your best then? Your best sucks too, and nobody's complaining. What was I up to? Ah, yeah. As I was saying. I see the improvements. Say whatever you want. The game has improved a lot. The game has improved a lot. And I'm glad. I'm glad I got to play it in its early stage. It was nice to see the progress going forward. And things really improved. It's really cool to see the game improving. Okay, let's see. I have another plan. Old reliable waifu. I love her. Because she's a cat and she's a waifu at the same time. Right now my team is more useful than I am. I'm just here being a pasguato. By the way, Spanish word of the day, pasguato. What does it mean? Someone who is stupid. What's its etymology? It means pacified. No joke. Pasguato means pacified. It comes. I don't remember from what branch of Spanish it comes from, but it means pacified. It basically means that the person is so stupid is mentally at peace, basically. Well, not exactly like that. More like brain turned off. It's at peace because it's mentally sleeping. That's what it means, to be more precise. If you are a pasguato, you are mentally sleeping. So you are at peace. because you are not thinking. You have no thoughts. You are a pasguato. That's what pasguato means. In case somebody calls you that, now you know it's an insult. Now you know it's an insult and you shouldn't tolerate it. Armor and weapons. That's right. If someone calls you a pasguato, it's an insult. It's an insult. You shouldn't tolerate being called a pasguato, unless you are. In which case, I'm sorry for you. I'm really sorry for you because I can't help you. If you are a pasguato, you're stuck being a pasguato for life. I can't save you from that. I can save you from many things except for the consequences of your own existence as pasguato. And the average Mexican is a pasguato. I know it's harsh to say it. I know many of you in my audience are Mexicans too. But you are all pasguatos. It hurts. I know it hurts. I know it hurts. I know it's a painful, disturbing reality, but you are pasguatos. And it shows. It shows a lot. I love Mexican insults. I'll be honest with you. I love insults. I love Mexican insults. I love Spanish insults. Pasguato, mind you, comes from is from Spain, not from Mexico. From Spain. It's an insult from Spain. Now, is it found in Mexico? Yes, it is. It is found in Mexico. But it's from Spain. It's an insult from Spain. Pretty much all insults we Mexicans use come from Spain. And if they don't come from Spain, they come from a country adjacent to Spain, like I don't know, Portugal, France, or the Arabic world, because the Arabs did invade Spain, and they left some things. For example, one that I find extremely funny, the word a Spanish word for pig is marrano, and it actually comes from the Islamic world. It comes from something like mur haram or something like that. Basically means the haram thing, because pork is haram in the Islamic world. So basically, they are saying pig is haram. The pig is haram. That's what it means. That's what it means. And it's funny. It's funny because that reminds us that pretty much everything we know has a context. And it's funny that the context basically is that thing is haram. That thing there is haram. And yes, it's haram. Where did I put those things? What should I build next? The problem is that don't want to build until I have the walls. Because until I set the walls, there is going to be trouble when building. The good thing is that samurai over there is deforesting. So by the time I can build the walls, it will be easier. Back to what I was saying. I like insults in Spanish, and this is important. Marrano is an insult. It's also a term, but it can be used as an insult because being called a pig is an insult in many cultures, especially in Islam and Judaism, because they consider it forbidden. Marrano. There is also a band called Grupo Marrano. It's a band of they call it regional mexicano, which is basically country. It's country. It's country with extra steps. And it's called regional mexicano. But the thing is, nowadays, regional mexicano is known more for its cartel worship. I will put it that way. For narco corridos, which are basically just felating the cartel. Oh fuck! I didn't intend to kill you. Sorry. I was trying to catch you, not kill you. Ah, you come to fight me. Ow! How cute! You come to fight me. You are my prey now, because I'm forced to capture you. How do I release them? I know there are ways to get rid of them which are cruel, and I don't like killing them. You can kill them. No joke. You can kill pals. You can kill pals. Okay. Everyone who has a genetic code is not to be touched. These ones don't have a genetic code. Let's see. How do I release them? How do I get rid of these guys? I don't want them, and I don't want to kill them. I'll figure something. But yeah, I don't want to kill them. It feels wrong. Ah, yeah, I can fuse them with others. Which kinda kills them, but at least gives them purpose in life. It was just looking at me so vulnerably that I felt like doing that. It just was standing there, not doing anything. Looking at me like I'm some sort of god. I have to mercilessly capture it. Now this guy, I don't understand why they they kept that unchanged. Other than Buckley having a sense of humor, I bet it was his idea. Because this guy is a fucking menace. And it's always escorting these guys. All the smaller pals, not just those in particular, but all the smaller pals. He's always next to them. Like this sort of sacred guardian, godlike entity. It's really funny. It's really funny that it's always there, walking alongside them. As was I saying, yeah, Marrano, this band, and the fun part is all their songs. They are not about glorifying the cartels or about normal heartbreaks, because they do sing about heartbreaks. Oh shit! I pressed one too many. They do sing about heartbreaks, but it's not like a normal heartbreak songs like, oh I miss you, I love you. No. It's like my dick needs you. They all their songs are obscene and vulgar, and that's the fun part. Everything they sing is obscene and vulgar. It's really funny. Because all their songs are like that, and they are all offensive. One of my favorites is titled El Cara de Verga, which roughly translates to the dick face. It's about this criminal who it's actually a parody of narco corridos that tells the story of this criminal who returns from being in jail, and all he wants is revenge from his girlfriend because she cheated on him. And the song is all about this guy um, planning his revenge and going and threatening people, and how he will kill his now ex for cheating on him, and how he kills her by choking her with his cock. It's really funny. It's really funny. It's really funny. Ha llegado a este pueblo, señores, el cara de verga. It's the only kind of regional mexicano I really like. The only band of regional mexicano I ever listened to is Marrano. Marrano. It's really funny. It's really funny. That's the point. It's funny. It's offensive. It's insulting. It's rude. It's crass. It's vulgar. And it makes me laugh a lot. As you know, I pretty much only care about having fun. Oh, she's so cute. Let's catch her. Let's give her a beating. Well, let's try to do this. It's not going to be very effective, but let's consider it an intimidation tactic, and it worked. It worked. It shouldn't, but it did. Shut up, stop complaining! I'm hitting you! I'm causing you pain and injury, stop complaining! At least you're not dead like the other guy. And you, poor thing. You look so beatable. Oh, you dodged it. You dodged it, huh? I'm catching you anyway. I know, I'm doing it for the numbers, but I'll be nice to this one. Here come Pepe the Frog. I'm going to give you a beating. Want to play tough with me? That one clearly visits 4chan because it likes to play tough even when he's getting a beating. Imagine just getting blasted by arcane shadows because you were defending your neighbor. That wouldn't happen to me. I literally didn't pay attention to the sound of starvation. Was too busy having fun. I was saying, I don't like regional mexicano. It's not that I hate it, but most of the songs are not my style. I detest, I hate cartel worship. That's important. The ones that are cartel worship, yeah, I hate those. But there are others that are not cartel worship, that are just songs, that are just music. But that I don't like because their lyrics don't resonate with me. Because they are basically about being a fucking cock, about being a fucking loser, about breakups, and I don't like that kind of music. It doesn't resonate with me because I think that's not the way I want to deal with rejection, the way I want to deal with heartbreak, the way I want to deal with breakups. I don't think that's the right way to deal with that. I don't think that's the right way to deal with your emotions. And I think basically singing about being a cock, it's sad and pathetic. Like, dude, I know you're sad, but love yourself a little bit more. And rule number one of surviving in society: don't show anyone where it hurts. I know it sounds jaded, cruel, maybe, but seriously, don't show anyone where it hurts. Don't show people you are suffering. Don't let them see you suffer. Don't let them see you bleed. Because if they do see it, if they do notice you are unhappy with your life, they will take advantage of you. And I know from experience. So yeah, singing about how you are now a fucking cock who is unloved by everyone is not what I would call a desirable expression of emotion. I don't think that's healthy. I think if you are suffering because of a breakup, because of rejection, because of a bad relationship, if you're unhappy with your life because of such experiences, don't tell people you are a cock, you are a loser. Don't tell people you are inferior. Just don't yell it. So have some self-respect and dignity and some self-control. And that's why I don't like regional mexicano, because pretty much all the lyrics are she left with another guy and I'm a fucking cock, and that's it. That's all they summarize to. I don't like that. That's uncool. That's so freaking uncool. I don't like it. I don't understand why people like it. I'll be honest with you. I don't understand why people like regional mexicano. With all I said, with all I already said, I don't understand why people would like that. Why people would want to live that life, to be the cuckold in life, to be the loser, to be the guy who is miserable while everyone else is happy. I think that's big uncool. Mm. I think that's big uncool. Talking about how miserable and unhappy and pathetic you are is Like the most uncool thing you can do. And I understand when you are feeling pain, when you are suffering because of rejection, when you want to vent about it. I understand that part. The part I don't understand is the part where you paint yourself as lesser, as a cuckold. Like, yeah, I get it, that you are in pain. Don't say you are inferior. Don't say, I know the other guy is better, because this is my problem with those songs. Don't say I know the other guy is better, but I have feelings. First of all, because fuck your feelings, dude. First of all, fuck your feelings, dude. I'm serious. I'm not even joking. The thing people will care less about when choosing you over someone else is how nice and pretty your feelings are. Because your feelings don't matter here. What matters is your own self-worth. If you don't prove you have value to others by believing in yourself, it won't work. So, the whole I know the other guy is better than me, but I have feelings, that doesn't work. Especially not with women. Not with women. They are not made for that. They are made for prioritizing their feelings, not yours. So yeah, don't expect that to work. Not with them. It doesn't work. I mean, it sounds ugly. It sounds sad. It sounds painful, but it's true. Women don't care about your feelings. Other men don't care about your feelings. People don't care about your feelings because your feelings are annoying and disgusting. I'm exaggerating with that part. That part is an exaggeration. No, your feelings are not disgusting. Not necessarily. Depends a lot on how your feelings are configured. But no, your feelings are not disgusting. But the thing is, when a girl rejects you, whatever you do, no matter what, never say, I know the other guy is better, but I have feelings. First of all, your feelings don't matter here. Your feelings are not going to convince anyone. Especially not the other guy. You won't make him fuck off with your feelings. The other guy doesn't recognize your existence. There is a good chance he literally doesn't know you exist. And if he does, he hates you. So your feelings don't matter to him. And the other girl, the girl won't accept you if you say, I'm inferior, I know, but I have feelings. You just set yourself to failure. Because you just declared yourself unworthy. It wasn't even her evaluation. She didn't even have the chance to evaluate. You already said, I'm unworthy, look, but I have feelings. Those feelings don't matter, boy. Those feelings really don't matter. Nobody cares about those feelings. Save them for yourself. Seriously. Seriously, don't go around saying I'm a loser, I know, but I have feelings. That never worked. And I don't understand why it's so common in the Regional Mexicano. I'm poor, that guy has money, but I have feelings. It's a very common. Maybe it's because it's made for poor people. Maybe it's because it's made for poor people, and you know women hate poor men. Poor men are repulsive to women. I'm not joking. Of course, these are averages, and I know from reliable sources that pretty much all autistic women are basically unrelated to this. That all this criticism is basically towards normal women, but That's besides the point. Because the point is, women don't like poor men. Poor men are seen as objectively lesser. Poor men are seen as repulsive. And I'm not exaggerating. Poor men are detested by women. They are rejected. They are social outcasts. They are not attractive at all to the standards of women. They are not attractive to the standards of women. They are hated by women. And I know because I have been poor. I have been in poverty. And I have met poor people. And the most successful guy I knew was the most fucking destitute guy I knew. But he had one thing. He faked it. He pretended to not be poor. He hid his poverty so well you will not believe it. Until he started owing you money. That guy was in abject poverty, but he hid it. And hiding it was what gave him the edge over the other guys. He was poor. And not even ashamed of it. He was shameless in his poverty. He still owes me money. He hasn't paid me. And it's been 20 years. Good thing it wasn't too much money. But he should be glad I'm not a Jew. Because my Jew friend insisted I should have him killed for the money. The thing is, the guy owes me money. It's been 20 years and hasn't paid me because he's so fucking poor. He can't afford paying. He's the most destitute motherfucker you will know. But here's the trick. He convinced women that he had money. He faked everything in his life. And with the exception of the women who already knew he was faking, he was very successful with women. And that's my point. If you are poor, you don't say, I know the other guy has money, but I have feelings. No! You fake it till you make it. It works. With women it works. Why? Because if you are poor, you are repulsive. Or invisible. If you are lucky, you are invisible. If you are lucky, she doesn't recognize your existence. But if you are poor, odds are she will find you disgusting. And you are disgusting. Probably. Probably because poverty makes you unhealthy. And being unhealthy makes you disgusting. And that's exactly why poor men are so repellent to women, because they don't guarantee a healthy future. There is a logic. That's an important part. It's not like, oh, women hate us when we are poor. It's more like, dude, because they are programmed to maximize the survival of their children, dude. If you are poor, their children will die. Now, here is where the problem starts. Yes, if you are poor, their children will die. But then arrives the fact that now women make their own money. And that's where I say, thanks God for autistic women. Because autistic women, they don't care. They don't think that way. They think differently. Both for good and bad. And that's important. Because since they don't think the same way normal women do, when they see a poor man, they don't think this guy will starve my babies. They think this guy is poor. That's important. That's important. Because since they are thinking this guy is poor, they don't think this guy will starve my babies. They think we need to get out of poverty together. That's important. That's important. They don't see it the same way because they don't think the same way as normal women. they process it differently and more merciful to some extent. Because instead of thinking I can't count on him, they think how can I count on him? They don't think he will starve my babies. They think if we beat this one, if we beat this problem, we can beat everything together. And that's important because they don't think that you being poor makes you a problem. They think that you being poor is a problem, which is different and matters. It's a difference that matters. They don't think you being poor makes you a problem. They think you being poor is a problem. And a problem is something you overcome. Not something. And since you are not the problem, you have a problem. What matters is overcoming the problem, not dumping you. So she won't think, how do I get rid of this poor bastard? She thinks, how do we win together? Because as I said, she doesn't see you as the problem. She sees the problem as separate from you. I know. You might be thinking I'm glorifying the autistic women. They do come with defects. But they are less obnoxious than autistic women, in my experience. And they come with advantages that normal women don't have. Because as I said, they are more reasonable. Normal women aren't that likable, to be honest. Not once you have dealt with them enough. Now, I will say, I have met normal women who are normal and functional, and I have met autistic women who are in the non-functional part of the spectrum. It's different. It's not the same. It's not the same. When you are in the functional part of the spectrum and when you are in the non-functional part of the spectrum or the low functioning part of the spectrum, things are very different. It's not the same. It's not the same kind of person. Men or women, when they are not in the functional part of the spectrum, that's a problem. Be it men or women, when they are not in the functional part of the spectrum, look at that. Another cat with mental retardation comes to be a nuisance. Quiet. When you are in the non-functional or low-functioning part of the spectrum, that's a problem. I'm not exaggerating, that's a problem. I have to deal with people of all kinds in my daily life. And I swear to God, the autistic people below the functional part of the spectrum can be a nuisance. Now, because of the default of women, most women are never going to be in the non-functional part of the spectrum. Which is great news. Because there is a reason why men nowadays joke a lot about dating a woman in the autism spectrum. And there is this sad part where people act like that's a bad thing. That men want to date a girl in the functional end of the spectrum. They act like he's a predator. And that's not the case. He's just burnt out. He just has normal women fatigue. That's how I'll put it. He just has normal women fatigue. Very understandable, normal women fatigue, mind you. Because seriously, you have to put up with You know what kind of people. With the girl boss, oh my gosh, I'm talking like this kind of girl. Yeah, you understand why. You start understanding why. How do I maximize the space usage? This one is wrong, this one is wrong. Let's see. When you look at that kind of woman, the oh my gosh girl boss kind of woman, yeah, you understand why your friend is dating an autistic girl, because she's not like that, because she's this comparatively wholesome girl who always has these funny ideas, because she's autistic. She thinks different. She doesn't think like you and I. Who always has these funny ideas. Who always comes up with these creative ways of coming up with silly things. Who is not very serious and doesn't get offended easily. Who doesn't look at him with disgust when he says something weird or stupid. Who puts up with his own stupidity because she knows the importance of patience. And she values your loyalty. You understand. You understand. I also had to experience the negative side. When this girl who is in the autism spectrum isn't a nice girl, isn't loyal, because she's a fuck up in other ways, unrelated to the autism, because her personality was already a mess because of bad experiences, I don't know, a bad ex, or a relative who is a piece of shit, you know, that kind of situation. I also had to deal with that. I also had to deal with the negative version. What I'm doing? With the negative version of a girl in the autism spectrum. It is not nice. It is not nice, I will say. The negative aspect of any personality trait or of any mental condition is not nice. It's not pleasant. It's going to drive you insane. And I say that from experience. I say that from experience because I have seen it. I have seen what happens when someone is in the bad end of a mental health condition. When someone is in the wrong end of anything at all. Okay, that one isn't good. Which means, let's try this one. Where are the stairs? I have seen it. I know it's not nice. I have dealt with the good and the bad of mental health. So yeah, I'm not saying autistic girls are perfect. I am saying this is why so many men are choosing the girl with autism over the normal girl, because the normal girl, they are disappointed. That's how I put it. the men who are choosing the autistic girl over the normal girl are disappointed. They aren't predatory. They aren't retarded. They aren't insane. They aren't stupid. They are disappointed. They are tired of having to deal with unreasonable demands, with unreasonable views, with disloyal women. And trust me, men don't like that. Men don't like disloyal women. Okay, let's try something else. Let's try it like this. Okay, let's try it like this. In the past it worked. Why isn't it working now? They are tired of dealing with disloyal women, with cheating, with lies, with indifference. I have an idea. They are tired of dealing with embittered women who aren't acting in their best interest. And that's entirely reasonable and understandable when you look at their perspective. Okay. Now, where was it? Guess it will have to wait. They are tired of having to deal with horrible options that pretend to be the best choice they can get. And you know it happens. You have seen it. You have seen that kind of woman. You have seen that kind of woman who is like, "Oh, I am the best you will ever get because I am settling down for you." Men are tired of them. Men are tired of the "I am settling down for you. You are actually below me, but I put up with that" kind of girl. Men are tired of that. Men don't like that. I don't know why women think a man will hear, "I'm settling down for you. I could have a better man," as a compliment. Because seriously, some women think it's a compliment. And they get surprised when men are like, "Bitch, fuck off." They are surprised when men say, "That's not a compliment, that's an insult." I don't understand what's going on in their heads. Alright. I don't know what women are thinking when they get surprised because men don't like to be called the option she's settling for. To put it bluntly. Like, woman, seriously? Seriously, you are telling him you could get someone better? And you get surprised when he doesn't like that? Seriously? I don't understand. I don't understand what makes women think men like it when they are how do I say it? Put down and humiliated. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a man. that I don't understand it. But I think to myself, if I was a woman, and I got told, this man, thinks I'm below him, and constantly reminds me that he could have someone better. I will just say, you know what? You can find someone better. Go find someone better. Fuck you. I don't want. I don't want to be the. I don't want to be the. I could find someone better, but I'm settling for you person. I don't know. I don't know what makes women think men like that. Men will be okay with being called the "I'm settling for you" guy. And seriously, I have seen many women online, on mostly Reddit, I must say, telling stories of my boyfriend got angry because I said I was settling for him when we started dating, and now he hates me because he thinks I'm a puta. You're a puta. You're a puta. Get used to it. Get used to it, puta. I don't understand why they are so surprised that men don't like that. I mean, I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. How do I make that possible? It just doesn't work that way for me. If someone told me all of a sudden that if a girl told me that she likes me, that she wants to be with me, she would need to be really unpleasant for me to say no. That's the first point. She will need to have something really wrong for me to say no thanks. I don't want to have anything to do with you. And I'm not saying like she's weird kind of wrong. I'm saying like she practices cannibalism kind of wrong. I'm not saying like she's annoying kind of wrong. I'm saying like she's suicidist kind of wrong. No, I'm not saying like she's silly and I can't take her seriously kind of wrong. I'm saying like she finds enjoyment in molesting children kind of wrong. And that would need to be the level of wrong for me to say no. No, I'm not in. Otherwise, I would have a hard time saying no. Because I would think she likes me, she's pretty, she's friendly. Why the hell would I say no? That's why I find it weird that women tell men you were my last option. You were the least I would go for. I just can't imagine myself doing that. I just can't. I just can't. It's unthinkable to me. Let's set this as marker. The mere idea of treating a girl like that, it's too cruel for me. The idea of saying, I wouldn't even touch you with a 10-foot pole, to someone who doesn't have anything fucked up. Like, as I said, a suicidist, a crack junkie. You know, I do have limits. I do have limits. This was necessary. Before you ask, this was strictly necessary and logical. The idea of rejecting a girl who has nothing wrong in her, like in her personality, in her mind, I find it cruel and unnecessary and unfair. Extremely unfair. Like, I don't know. It feels wrong to me. It feels absolutely wrong to me that someone will do that. That someone will say, you know, you are my last option, but I'm settling for you. I'm settling for less. I'm accepting you despite being my last option. That feels wrong. That just feels unforgivable. I will fix it later. For now, let's set it up this way. It just feels horrible. The idea of I'm settling for less with you. You are my least option, my worst deal. It just feels unfair. It just feels wrong. And I don't understand why women do that. I don't understand why women think a man would like to be that I'm settling for less because it would be worse to be alone. Guy. Why would I want to be treated like that? Why would I want to be seen like that? Like the least desirable option. And they get really shocked. They get really shocked when they hear that men don't like that. Like, what were you thinking? Were you really thinking men want to be seen as less? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Okay. This one. Let's put this fence here. With that, it will be harder for me to accidentally buy a build over it. Alright. I won't be needing that one for a while. I won't be needing that one. I won't be using this one. I will switch places for that one. I can't imagine myself being that kind of guy who treats people so poorly. And I don't understand why women are so cruel to men in that regard. I actually don't understand humans to some extent. I know it sounds weird when I say it. And I know some will say, yeah, this guy is autistic. But I don't understand humans. I understand the human condition. I don't understand humans. I understand what being human is, what being human means. But I don't understand humans because I don't understand normies because even though I am not diagnosed with autism, I actually have been checked for multiple mental conditions, mind you. But even though I am not diagnosed with autism or schizophrenia or antisocial disorder, I don't understand people. I don't understand normal people. I understand people. I understand humans. I don't understand people. And I think that's normal, to an extent. And now it sounds weird when I say it, but I think it's normal to not understand people. In this day and age. Because, by the way, this is Sock, my cock. That's the joke of his name. That's his very existence. The sole purpose of your existence is a dick joke. Once again, I don't understand normal people. I actually joke a lot about this. Not about not understanding people. About how I am not human. It's weird. It's weird. I know that I make those jokes. But I joke about how devoid of humanity I am compared to the average person. Because I don't understand people. So I say, yeah, I don't understand people because I am not people. I'm an animal. I'm a human-shaped animal. I'm a caveman. I often say it, that I think like a caveman. And I am not joking when I say it. I mean, I am half joking when I say it. It's not like, I'm not joking, I'm a caveman, look, unga unga. No, I'm saying, I find it funny because I think like a caveman. I behave like a caveman. I always act on instinct rather than social acceptance. I act like a caveman. And I joke about it. I act like a caveman, I think like a caveman. I often say jokes like, yeah, yeah, normal people wouldn't say this, but I'm a caveman, so I'm saying it. Because I don't feel like normal people. I don't understand normal people. Well, we'll stop this today because of the timer, but I'm going to record more. So wait for the sequel.